Hello, and welcome to another podcast with Bunny GT. Hopefully, you're doing well, baby. And today, we're going to talk about random things that I think are interesting. First, I was thinking that living is so interesting. I always try to see the difference between the good and the bad. Obviously, there's many complexities in them, but I feel like you can tell when somebody is bad and somebody is good. Although bad and good is only a matter of perception, but for me, I think that people who do wrong and who lie to benefit themselves or to harm others purposely, I think people like that are bad. And I remember being really young and I was walking with my dad one night and I was holding his finger with all of my hand, and I still remember how it would just fit around his index finger. My little tiny fingers would just roll around his finger, and I would walk like that everywhere I would go. And on the other side was my mom, and I would hold her hand like I hold yours, and I would feel so safe being between my parents. And I remember one day we were walking down a really dark, deep, nighted night, and the stars were up in the sky, all bright and white, and the only thing you could hear was me dragging my sandals because I was 7 and my parents talking. I think that was so calming. But I still remember what he said to my mom. He said, this guy in our office, he's never touched or harmed a single living thing. He's never, even potentially harmed an ant. He would if he would see an ant on the floor, he would put him to the side so nobody would crush it. And a helper of God like that was diagnosed with cancer, and he really doesn't have much long to live. And we were all shocked when he told us about this because, he's somebody who's never done anything wrong. But to him, the worst thing on this planet that could happen happened. It's cancer, and it takes over your entire body, and you have no choice but to surrender and have faith that everything will be okay. But in his case, soon he was gonna die. There was no chance that he was gonna get saved. So I remember my dad saying, why does God take away the good people so fast? And why does he put the best people on this planet through hell and back? And it still is in my mind, even though 15 years later I still think about it. and how it's still true. I feel like people who have so much faith in God and who are so good, and people who are so genuine and caring about humanity and other living things, they go through the worst things. And maybe it's because they go through it because they are getting transformed into one of the best peoples anybody knows. But at the same time, I feel so scared because I want to be a good person, and I want to be somebody who everybody loves and everybody cherishes when they're around. But I also don't feel like I want to go through hell and back just because I want to be transformed into a beautiful human. I feel like you can learn from other people's mistakes, and when you're put in a situation where, you know, you're learning through experience, that definitely is, I feel like, important as you live. But I feel like at the same time, it really bothers me a lot, because why do all the best people have to go through the worst? I know so many people, so many good people who went through such shit conditions, and they went to hell and back, and some of them never even came back. And it scares me to be a good person almost, because it makes me feel like if I'm being good, then God is going to put me through so much tough things. That doesn't stop me from being good, but it kind of makes me feel a little stressed about it when I think about all these good people and how soon they were taken away from this planet. And all the bad people, of course, they live up to like 100, and it's so unfair, because it's like, why are these really awful man-hating man and woman-hating people still on this planet, and all the nice and the calm souls, they've just left? This is one of the random thoughts that circulates my brain a lot. And the thing that I figured out could be possible is that maybe these good people really thought that Earth was hell, and God taking them out and taking them up and adopting them as his own children is his way of releasing them from this hell of a planet that we live in. Then of course there's contradictions to that when we say, well, the birds and the trees and the rivers and the lakes and the oceans and the mountains and the sunshine and flowers and bees and blah and blah and blah and love and whatever, those are a contradiction to Earth being hell. I mean, that could be an argument opposing mine, but I feel like in the end, we all can agree that good people go way too soon, and there has to be a reason behind it. So I'm just trying to brainstorm what it could be. It's really interesting, though, to think about this. Because how come, all of these nice, amazing people they've been taken away from us? And I conclude that, not to say that I'm nicer than you, but I definitely feel like I've lied less. Or also, I'm such a spiritual being, that I don't eat animals and I don't hurt them. I mean, not that you do. But, in the books of God, as they say, I would be a little bit higher than my baby Gray because I don't eat animals. And I mean, I'm racist. That puts me down 3 blocks. But, we might be on the equal page now, since I concluded that I'm also racist, and God might not like that. But whatever. It looks like I will go first, because I am a nicer human being. I'm just kidding. But I feel like I'll go before you, babe. Who knows? But I think that it's a definite possibility that I could go to heaven before you. And then you're just gonna sit with your wrinkly old hands looking cute. And I'll look up from heaven and I'll take care of my baby and make sure that he lives the rest of his life surrounded by my energy and my love and my care for him. And I'll definitely make sure that happens. So I'm going away first, so hope you have the tools to, really deal with me going away forever, and you can't even have me back because I'm dead now. Other than that, I think we're pretty on the similar roads to life. We both are really good people, and we both are caring and loving, and all of my friends are as well. So I wonder, how this whole death situation is going to work, but I feel like it's gonna be good. I think my life would be justified, and my death would be justified. So, another random thought. I feel like everybody who I've talked to is always like, yeah, I always thought that I would die early. Everybody I talked to, all my friends, they would be like, I always felt like I was gonna have an accident or some shit and I was gonna die early. I'll be like, what the heck, me too. Watch us live up to 100 though, which is good. But again, just saying, another random thought, that I love you, and whatever you're doing, I hope you're doing it good. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're driving, whether you're just chilling with my podcast playing. I miss you, and I love you, and I wish I could be there with you, talking to you in person. But in the meantime, you can listen to my podcast and tell me how you like this one. And I love you so much, Gray. I hope you're enjoying the present so far, and there's more to come. All right? I love you.